Well, everybody, a very important event is coming up very soon on June 2nd that honors Buffalo's best, Rochester's best. Listen, it's the 2018 Policeman's Ball at the Buffalo Convention Center. President and founder and also a sergeant with the Rochester Police Department, Justin Collins, is here to tell us all about it, with Gina Beaumonte, who is the Chief of Staff with the Badge of Honor Association. So good morning. Nice to have you both
Thanks
here.
Thanks for having us. It's awesome.
This is a great idea.
Oh, absolutely. Pumped up. As I was telling you, I'm from Buffalo originally, went out to Rochester to become a police officer. Badge of Honor started 11 years ago. We've had the Policeman's Ball in Rochester for the last 9 years, had tremendous crowds, but our dream was to always move it around the state. We had a lot of folks coming from the Buffalo area to Rochester, but we thought it was time to move it here to Buffalo and start to move it around the state to support all the law enforcement.
So you have law enforcement coming from all over the state?
They do. They come from Utica, New York, Western and Central New York predominantly. But yeah, we have great crowds, and really it's a celebration of talking about the things that officers go through, critical incidents. You know, officers are dealing with the after effects of being involved in very, very serious situations every day.
Yes.
And with something that's just like a quick headline, they and their families are living through that. So we want to recognize them, that they survived and that they made it through.
That's fantastic. Gina, what is that night like?
It's incredible. We have 25 officers from around this region that we'll be honoring, and to hear their stories firsthand and see them up on stage being honored is really something.
It is really nice to be able to spend one night and kind of give back, because you folks put your lives on the line every minute you are on the job. Talk about stressful, you know, and you're not always seeing the public at their very best.
No, and it does. That is true, and it takes a toll. The core function of our organization is we send out care packs to officers when they're involved in critical incidents, which is one of the main reasons we do the Policeman's Ball, in addition to helping the children of fallen officers. But in order for us to do those things, to send that, to build a network of officers that we have to help officers in crisis, it's the events like the Policeman's Ball that make it possible.
And you know, Gina, what a nice event also for the spouses and the you know, their special partners to get together too, because when you have someone, whether it's your wife or your husband who's a police officer, you have that spouse who's also serving, so to speak.
Yep, and people bring their entire families when they're being honored, or if someone in their department's being honored. Supporters of law enforcement as well come from all over just to be part of the night. Now,
it's the ball, so does that mean that it's formal wear?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's all black tie. We kind of ditched the uniforms that night, ditched the ranks, and really just a celebration of law enforcement. We'll have about 30 different police cars on display in the convention center, which are kind of nice decorations. Because when are you going to see that?
Right.
And it's very much, it's a somber occasion as well as a fun and energetic event as well. So there's different levels to the event, but like I said, our crowds have grown and grown and grown every year, and now more than ever. Even 11 years ago when we started this, things like this, support for law enforcement is needed. People need to support their protectors.
Yes. So the general public is invited, as well as the police officers who will be there.
Police and police supporters is what we say. If you support law enforcement and the mission they have to try to keep people safe, you're invited to the event.
And Gina, how might people learn more about this?
You can go on our website at boha.info, and it's got all the information that you need, and you can purchase tickets.
That's fantastic. And you know, I bet it's really nice to network, to see what your comrades are doing in different parts of the state.
It is, and you get to meet I've met people not only from Western and Central New York, but from all around the country that have come. And we've had a lot of people inquire about doing their own Badge of Honor ball up throughout the country, so it's awesome.
Yeah, I bet you get a lot of calls from people saying, how can we do this? And I bet you hear from the people who you are honoring telling you, thank you.
We do, and you know what's really awesome is they stay with our organization. There's a void after that critical incident happens, and they come out and they mentor and they counsel other officers who are dealing with seeing something horrific or dealing with a horrific, whether it's a shooting or an accident or whatever. That's not like television, like TV dramas. That's a real life. Police officers are human beings. So the officers that we honored, we find stay with our organization and have created a network who help younger officers who are dealing with tragedy.
Right, plus the children and the families to know that support is still there.
Absolutely.
Gina and Sergeant Collins, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Here's that information coming up. Go and be a part of this.